War never changes.
Remember, no Russian.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
If I'm to choose between a greater and lesser evil, I'd rather not choose at all.
I'm afraid. I don't know what to do.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you.
Hello there! Welcome to episode 4 of Let's Talk Video Games with your host Walter Nunez. Today we will talk about Steam and Epic Games Store. We will compare both of them and how the market on PC gaming has changed thanks to these two. So, first of all, let's explain what they are. Steam and Epic Games Store are video game selling platforms. What this means is that they distribute games made by others. You can think about them like your local video game store, but online. All the games you buy on these platforms are only digital and only exist in your account. In order to play these games, you need to launch them through Steam or Epic Games Store, depending on where you originally bought them. Steam has been on the market for more than a decade. The platform was created by the company Valve as a way to provide services to their own games. Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, and Portal are some of the video games on the repertoire of Valve Corporation. Soon, Valve pretty much completely stopped developing games. They are getting virtually all their money from selling video games from other developers. A few years ago, the PC gaming market started to make a transition from physical games to digital ones by the hand of Steam. That and the start of the holiday sales helped constitute Steam as the go-to platform for PC gaming. Epic Games is really new. With less than 2 years on the market, it has seen an impressive growth on it. Epic Games were also video game developers for a time, and they still are. They are the creators of Gears of War and Fortnite, being the former one the one that made them very, very rich. Using as a base their Epic Games Launcher, a platform for pretty much running Fortnite and the Unreal Engine, they started their journey as a distributor. So, with all of the background covered, let's start comparing the platforms as they are today. The very first element I want to compare is the repertoire of each platform. If we talk strictly about the amount of games, Steam is the clear winner. Steam is a platform for finding pretty much any game developed on PC. However, this advantage is their weakest point too. By having those huge libraries of games, it is easy for small indie developers to get buried. We see new games being released on the platform almost daily, and that is a big issue. Since no one can really play all of them, some good releases get small to no attention at all from the public. On the other hand, Epic Games' smaller library works better in that regard. They don't have that many games, but the ones they have a lot more exposure. This applies to AAA games and indies alike. Being indies the ones that benefit the most. These filters, provided by Epic Games' game choosing for their store, work in favor of both users and developers. Next, we will discuss each store's features. Steam has become a social media platform of its own. It's pretty much a Facebook for gamers, if you ask me. Also, they offer a lot of sales throughout the year. While the most important are the holiday ones, there are also a lot of smaller ones at all times. Epic Games Store has a much more limited amount of perks. Their social options are linked and limited to their own Epic Games Launcher. They work more as an expansion for Fortnite than a social media platform. Also, they do not have that many sales. They focus mostly on having low prices all the time, and they give away some games each month. And this is one of the strongest points of the store. While they give away for free a lot of indie games, they also do it with really big games. Some of the ones that were free in Epic Games Store are Just Cause 4, a collection of the Batman games, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, ARK, and GTA 5. These, added to the amazing indie games like Totally Reliable Delivery Service, make this particular perk really attractive. However, Epic Games does another interesting thing regarding its games. They started with this thing of platform exclusives, something not really seen before on PC. The idea behind this decision is clear. Take a piece of the market controlled by Steam. If Steam does not get some of the big names in their platform, people will have to move to Epic Games. And while moving to Epic Games for just one game does not guarantee more sales, they at least get the attention for a while. That and the free games every couple of weeks keep people coming back to the platform at least to take a look. And this takes me to the very last element I want to compare, and the one I believe is the most important one: revenue splits. Revenue splits is the percentage of money a company takes from the selling price of the game for having it stored in their platform. Steam, for once, has a terrible revenue split. They have a starting split of 30 to 70, being the developers the ones that get the 70% of the money. When a game makes over $10 million, Steam gives them a 20-80 split. And while that does not sound so bad, it is for indie developers. Having the platform taking 30% of the price is huge for a company that, for example, has 5 developers and their sales don't come even near to $1 million. It is not easy to move from being an indie developer to a big company with that split. And that was the opportunity Epic Games saw in order to take over some piece of the PC gaming market. Epic Games gives a 12-88 split, regardless of the amount of money your game makes. The base split of Epic Games is better than Steam's best deal. Now, this helps developer, yes, but why does it matter to us, the final users? Well, it matters a lot actually. I'll try to illustrate my point with an example. Let's imagine that a developer needs to get at least $20 of revenue for each game sold in order to, continue working as a business. If they want to sell their game on Steam, the lower price they can afford is $28.5. Let's round that at 30 as it usually is the case. This means that on Steam, they are getting $21 per sold copy. However, if they sell their game on Epic Games Store, things change. The lowest price they can afford selling their game for is $22.72. If we round that to $25, they get $22 for each sold copy. This means that they can sell their game for less money on the Epic Games Store and they still get higher revenue. And that is what a lot of developers are doing right now. If you compare games on Steam and the exact same game on the Epic Games Store, you'll pretty much always find better prices on Epic. Steam's revenue split is old. They are still charging the same amount of money as they were when there was no competition. But things have changed, and I think it is in the best interest of gamers to have some friendly competition in the PC gaming market. I wouldn't say there is a clear winner between Epic Games and Steam, because both platforms are great, and I believe having both will work amazingly. Epic Games currently has around 15% of the whole PC gaming market share, and it is continuously growing. Now, there are a lot of other platforms that sell games too, but most of them work as a selling point for their own products. GOG, for instance, is a marketplace for some third-party games, and pretty much CD Projekt Red's products, as they own GOG. The reason for having these company-specific platforms is to get 100% of the revenue for the games, instead of depending on the split from each platform. Most AAA games will be releasing their games on both platforms, but I believe that we are gonna start seeing a shift on the preferred marketplace for indie games. They'll probably start thinking about Epic Games before thinking about Steam. And I'll leave you with that idea. Next week, we will talk about Games as a Service, one of the newest business models involving video games. Please do not forget to rate and subscribe to the podcast, and please stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday. Cheers.